So we're out here again, obviously got the gains chilling in the sun. It's a lovely, beautiful afternoon. And I want to keep this short and sweet for any of you boys out here that are struggling to lose body fat and stay lean, fuck off fly, and keep yourself nice and chiseled in terms of your facial structure. You must understand the process of what your body fat actually is and also how to lose it. There's an optimized, I guess, technique that you guys can use, that you all must use if you want to lose body fat. It's pretty much the only way to lose fat. I see a lot of individuals going to the gym and they'll say, oh, I've been going for this many months and I haven't really seen any progress, nothing's really happened. There are reasons for this, and there is literally one, almost like a one-size-fits-all cure for losing body fat. So let's first start on what actually is body fat. Now, you're not stupid. I'm not going to patronize you and pretend that you don't know what it is. It's energy, right? It's stored energy. So every time you get body fat on your body, for example, let's say if I was to have like flabby man boobs, okay, this is pure fucking muscle, obviously, because I look after myself. But let's say I was to have man boobs. What actually is it? What is that fat on my body? It's energy. Now, how do we store this fat on our body? How do we preserve this energy on our body like that? This happens if you're eating too many calories and you're not burning off enough. Now, why does this happen? Well, number one, your primary source of energy is carbohydrates, which you get from a lot of different foods, right? So if you're eating a variety of different meals every day, oftentimes you're eating a lot of shit as well. You're eating a lot of shit food, probably processed and stuff like this, and fast food and junk food and sugar. Carbohydrates is the primary source of energy, okay? So in order to, obviously, let's say you're eating carbohydrates, you're eating fat, you're having a nice balanced diet. Obviously, you're probably eating a lot more shitty foods than you are good foods, hence why you are overweight, or hence why you have body fat. So your body burns carbohydrates first. In order to tap into that stored body fat, it must get rid of all the carbohydrates that it's using first, and then it will start to burn the stored body fat. But in order to do this, it's a technique we have to go through, because every single time you eat food, if you are not using all of your energy up, if you're not exercising enough, if you're not actively putting that energy to good use, it's just going to store up for later date. That's basically what your body's doing, is storing the preserved energy for a later date. So in order to burn this body fat off, it's very, very simplistic. Fasting is the cure. Now, not just fasting by itself. I don't recommend just sitting there and just doing fasting. I recommend every single time you go in for a cardio session, which is probably what you should be doing, right? You want to be moving your body as much as possible. I recommend, in terms of the cardio that you do, the most sustainable thing that anyone can do to lose body fat is to walk. Walking is the best cardio to lose body fat. Not in terms of effectiveness and efficiency, but in terms of longevity and sustainability. A lot of people try and just, oh, you know what? I really want to lose weight, so I'm going to start running. And they've never ran a day in their life. And they're just going to magically start running and lose all this body fat. Guess what? They don't stick to it. They do it for a week and then they never do it again, and the body fat's still there. So even I don't like running. Even I hate running, and I'm lean as fuck. There's not a bit of body fat on me, and even I hate running. So for an individual that has a lot of body fat, maybe you could argue, there's motivation behind it and stuff like that, but whatever. It's going to be tough for you to sustain running consistently every single day, especially in a fasted state. It's going to be hard for you to do that. I mean, do it, obviously, by all means. Yeah, run, go swimming, go cycling, do all of these high-intensity cardio activities. But the primary thing you should be doing every single day, without fail, there is no excuse. You should be just walking a lot. Walk everywhere. Walk to the gym, walk to the shops, walk to work. Just walk everywhere. Fast walk, power walk. Everyone can walk. It's the most sustainable thing you can do, unless you're disabled. It's the most sustainable thing you can do to lose that body fat, is to just walk everywhere. It's how I keep myself looking so lean. You got the jawline. You don't want to be walking around with flabby fucking skin around your face. It just looks unattractive. It just does. All this body positivity and stuff like this, it's not doing you any good, right? You want to be healthy. You want to look after yourself. You want to live long. You want to be able to experience life for as long as possible. And you're not going to do that if you're just covered in body fat. So step one is to fast. Now, this is going to be difficult for you because you have trained your body to believe that it needs a certain amount of food in it to function. Now, there is something called ghrelin. I believe it's called ghrelin. Correct me if I'm wrong on this statement. But there's a thing in your body called ghrelin, which is released when your body believes that it's had enough food. I don't know if it's a chemical or if it's a hormone or something, but again, I'm not a scientist. I'm just breaking down my understanding of it. When your body is full, it releases ghrelin, which is the feeling of like, oh, I can't really eat anymore. This is my understanding of it, right? You can train this hormonal chemical, you can train ghrelin to be released at a later date than it has to be by just simply pushing yourself. It's kind of like progressive overloading, but with food. So you can eat and eat and eat until you're full, and then you can eat a little bit more, and then eat a little bit more, and then eat a little bit more. You can just keep eating, and you can train yourself to eat more and more and more over time. Now, what this is doing is it's tricking your brain, so you now think, I need this amount of food to be alive. I need this amount of food to function. Whereas instead, it's an addiction. You're not gonna die. If you fast now for 72 hours, you can live off no food for 2 weeks at least. The only problem with it is you've addicted yourself to consuming a certain amount of calories. Hence why it feels so difficult for you to reduce that. Because your body now thinks, right, we need this level of calories to function and to live. You're not going to die, but it will feel like that at some points. However, fasting is the #1 cure for high body fat. It's literally the best thing you can do. Forget about moving more and exercising more and all this kind of stuff, reducing calories. Just don't eat. Just don't eat food, just fast. If you are in a fasted state, you will burn calories just sitting there. You don't even have to exercise. Obviously, I recommend you do, but you'll still lose body fat, even if you just sat there. So, the ultimate optimized formula that you can use to lose this body fat that you've got on your body and actually look attractive and look in the mirror and feel proud of yourself. You can finally be that guy that walks down the street that people look at and think, fucking hell. The amount of times, and I'm not saying this to boast, this is inspiration for you if you are not happy with your body. I've been walking around in this park, for example, and I've got my chest out, I've got my muscles out, right? And I'm nothing special. I'm not trying to pretend that I am, but I look like I work out, right? You've got the definition, I've got no body fat, I look like I work out, I look good. The amount of times I've walked past women and I've heard them say to their friend, ooh, or fucking hell, or look at him, or whatever, some sort of like compliment, right? Indirect. They're not saying it to me directly. They're trying to be, secret about it and be like, oh, fucking hell. I remember this one time I was running with my dog. This was ages ago. I was running with my dog. I don't even have a dog anymore. Through this park. And I ran past these two older ladies, like in the 30s or something. And they both looked at each other and one of them said, fucking hell, I'd let him strangle me. She said that and I was like, bro, I've always been kind of catcalled by women. I think it's just my genetics or the way that I look or whatever. I don't want to put it down to genetics, but I've always kind of looked after myself. I've always been an attractive young lad. I was just never confident, right? So I always used to kind of get this. Now, if you want to experience this, it feels good, bro. I promise you right now, that made my day. Running past that girl and hearing her say, lady even, and hearing her say, oh, I'd let him strangle me. Like, bro, what? That's obviously can make you feel good. It's like, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it boosts your ego, right? You want to feel like that. Why wouldn't you? Why would you want to go through the world and have people looking at you thinking, they don't even look at you. That's not even the point, but they just walk right past you. Because in your eyes, in their eyes, you are not important. You don't want to live your life like that with that high body fat, fucking walking around, not feeling confident in yourself, not feeling proud of yourself. It's just embarrassing. You have one life. You may as well live it to your absolute fullest. You may as well be the absolute best version of yourself. You want to walk down the street and have girls literally fucking swooning over you as you walk past them as if you're some sort of celebrity. I've walked into rooms before and I've seen girls look at their friends and be like, getting all giddy just because I've walked. I haven't even said anything, bro. I've just walked in a room and they've looked at the mates like, oh my God, as if I'm some sort of celebrity, as if I'm famous. Fuck, just because of the way that I look. Yeah, obviously the way I carry myself and my posture and the way I dress, all of these things obviously matter as well. But if you look after yourself, you can have a nice looking jawline. You can have a nice lean looking, cheekbones and look good, attractive looking face. A lot of you guys are not attractive because you've just got body fat. Too much body fat. Now, I believe that face fat is the last part of fat on your body that burns. So you're gonna have to do a lot of work. If you've got a bit of face fat, you're gonna have to do a lot of work. But this is the point. Step 1, fast every single day. Now, you can do this in intermittent fasting. You can fast in the morning when you do your exercise and then eat in the evening for dinner and stuff like that. Or you can go fucking crazy with it and just do like what I'm doing right now, for example, for the next couple of days. I've run out of my food in my cupboard. And I like to do this thing where every time I run out of my food, I fast for a couple of days until I decide like, okay, I'm kind of done now. Let me buy some new food. So I'll do this every now and then where I'll go on like a 3-day fast. Now this is like hardcore shit. This is next level shit, but it is so good for you. It's so good for your body fat. It's so good for your health. It's so good for detoxing yourself, curing diseases, bro, increasing testosterone, increasing your height, hair growth. There's so many benefits to fasting. If you're not doing it already because, I'm bulking, stop that bullshit. But if obviously you've got body fat, yes, fast. And while you are in a fasted state, do some cardio. Do a high intensity cardio workout. The cardio that you're doing must be kind of long distance based. So you want to do like a long form cardio, like for an hour or something like that. You know, I see a lot of guys that are overweight and they try sprinting and they're trying to do loads of sprints and stuff like that. They're really fast. They think the fast is better. You must understand, again, your primary source of energy is carbohydrates. If you're sprinting, you're not burning any fat, because it's such a quick succession of exercise that all you're doing is just tapping into the primary source, quick energy, which is sugar, which is carbohydrates, glucose, right? In order for you to then tap into the secondary, which is your fat, which is the stored body fat, you must be, number one, in a fasted state, so that naturally your body's just burning carbohydrates as you go about your day, you know, because you're not eating more food, you're not putting any more carbohydrates in your body, you're naturally just burning them, which is step one. But also when you exercise, if you're exercising for a long period of time, I recommend around an hour, even half an hour to an hour, I recommend every single day at least, of just long distance cardio, whether that's power walking, whether that's running, whether that's swimming, cycling, just some sort of boxing, where you're moving your entire body, you're getting your heart pumping, some sort of cardiovascular activity where your heart is like, you know, you need to breathe when you're doing it. Some sort of activity like that for at least an hour every single day, you will tap into your stored fat and you'll start to burn the stored fat as energy instead of carbohydrates, especially if you do it while you're fasted. I know it's going to be difficult. I know you're going to be like, oh, you know, just really want to fucking eat. Just one donut won't hurt. Stop with the donuts, bro. This is the problem. Get in there, a bit of discipline, and the pain that you feel of fasting, the pain that you feel of exercise, the hunger that you feel of like, I really need food. Remind yourself, number one, that that's an addiction. You do not need food. You're not going to die. It's evolutionary that you do not need this much food. You're not going to die. But number two, remind yourself that this hunger that you feel is just your body's way of burning fat. This is a good thing. Just instead of feeling like, oh, I'm really hungry, I'm really hungry, just tell yourself, this is my body burning this fucking fat off of me. This is my body becoming more attractive. This is the feeling of me becoming more attractive. So turn the hunger and the pain that you feel of exercise and fasting into a positive frame of mind. Understood? So step one, fast. Step two, cardio. Really simple. Everyone overcomplicates working out. It's very simple. Just simply eat less. If not nothing, just don't eat anything and do exercise in that fasted state. You can eat later on in the day. I'm not trying to tell you to be fasted forever. You can eat later on in the day, yeah. Make sure when you do eat, you're eating clean foods, you know, protein, vegetables. Just eat meat and fruit. That's all you fucking need. Meat and fruit and vegetables. That's it. You know, none of this fucking KFC bullshit, none of this sugar. Yeah, every now and then you can treat yourself, but make sure you are doubling down on the exercise if you are eating any sort of junk food or processed food or sugar or anything like that. Just make sure you're making up for it. You're earning it, right? You're not just eating it because you feel like it. Just keep that in mind. Look after yourself. The coaching is down below if you want one-to-one personal training lessons or fitness lessons or a workout regime. Or if, on the contrary to that, complete opposite, you're struggling with some sort of mental problem, whether that's you're struggling with a porn addiction or confidence, talking to girls, making friends, purpose in life, whatever problems you're struggling with, I've been there and done it. Come and save yourself the years of hardship and come and learn from me. All right? Look after yourself, bro, and I'll see you soon.